We don't have the power. So what are we to do?
罚款的额极小，那么也就是我们说的叫
The fines that can be imposed are tiny.
啊，很高。
The cost of observing the law is high,
极小，
but it costs very little to break it.
听从我们的那个命令。
So why would anyone listen to what we have to say and stop polluting?
他们能够
Of course they won't.
不可能的。
Another problem is the complex web of links between local industry and local government. These range from legitimate common interests, like maintaining employment, to out-and-out corruption. Some local governments even part-own polluting factories, and treating waste eats into profits.
Local protectionism is everywhere. These big companies are pillars of the economy. They're powerful taxpayers. They play an important supportive role for local finance and development.
Environmental activists like Huo Daishan operate in a grey area. Nationally, they can be taken as heroes, fighting for a cleaner, safer China. But locally, they can seem more like troublemakers.
I've had anonymous threatening phone calls saying, "This isn't any of your business, so keep out of it. Don't stick your nose into matters that don't concern you." That's one thing, but it's not all. I've been beaten up.
One result of local protectionism is that some officials tip off factory bosses that inspectors are on the way. Then the factories hurriedly treat the waste, making the river flow clear for a while.
There's a folk song going around with the words, "Emitting clear water is the sign that soon it's official inspection time."
China's official news agency Xinhua has said that around 50,000 people along the Shaying River have been found to have cancer. As for Huangmenying, the original cancer village, local government was shamed by Huo Daishan and his photos into giving the villagers a deep well with safe water. But only after 118 of them had died.
The situation there is improving. But Huangmenying village isn't a special case. It isn't a chance incident. These high cancer rates we're seeing, these cancer villages, are just the tip of the iceberg.
The scale of the problem is daunting. Almost anywhere there are people, there's pollution, and pollution is easily spread. This river flows from Tibet into India and Bangladesh. A third of the world's population uses water from China. China's acid rain falls on Korea and Japan. Pollution from its factory chimneys lands in Canada. There's little incentive for individuals or industry to take responsibility for waste. Here's a typical scenario. A small factory on the edge of a village. Round the side, an outflow for waste from the industrial process. This is then piped into an irrigation channel, which provides water for farmers' crops. This is called the Clear River, but it's been killed by the waste from a pulp factory. China grades water into 5 categories, level 5 being the worst. Over half the country's major river systems are level 4 or higher, and so are unfit for any human use. A third are so polluted they're above level 5. One of the few lawyers in China who'll take on pollution cases is Wang Zhenfa.
要那个什么就要那个什么都行，就那个那个哪儿就行，平南的那换个污染的就行，对，把那个污染的那个严重的情况给它打出来。那这个多，这个。
He's won nearly 80 environmental cases, securing restitution for victims. He helps draft environmental laws and trains judges, but it's hard getting justice in pollution cases.
不是，这整个原来都是竹子，都是树，就都死了。
According to our system, the courts are financed by local government. So if a court finds a local business in the wrong and orders it to cease production, the local government will stop receiving tax revenues. That's why there's often interference in court cases, so you can't get a fair judgment. If we had a lever for forcing local governments to see the protection of the environment as their responsibility, even their mission, then environmental protection would be improved.
There's no consistent pattern. Some local governments resist environmental protection groups, others encourage them. The Han River in Hubei province runs through areas of heavy industrial pollution. But it has guardian angels, both in Communist Party offices and along its banks.
随时你看了以后，你也给他们讲啊，我们光自己，我们讲我们见了多少，你一天见到的人多，对吧？看，师傅你看到啊，也大家。
Yun Jianli leads the Green Han River Group on a campaigning field trip. Their members include teachers, engineers, policemen and businessmen. Senior local party official Ma Li sees them as allies.
The government has always supported these activities. We think that having such a beautiful mother river, we should treasure it as we do our own eyes. We take pride in the fact that you can drink water straight from the middle reach of the Han River.
One of the group's main tasks is getting local people to help look after the river.
就是民众觉悟起来了以后，大家都起来监督，他就呢那些呢排污的那些不法分子，他就不敢搞了。 为什么有些地方人得癌症呢？就是因为这个水质没保护好，所以我们大家都要起来做，大家都要起来做环保。有的人你挣钱留给子孙后代，金山银山，不如留下青山绿水，是吧？是。那谢谢你了，好，谢谢了。
The group is worried about heavy use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, which run off the fields into the river. Yun Jianli preaches green values to a poultry farmer.
反正我们给你这，你回去就说这塑料袋你在平时在河边上一定要帮着捡一下啊。好。另外你这个还不存在着别的油，你这个鸡粪、鸭粪都当肥料了，都是好肥料了啊。我们不老。所以说这条河是我们老祖宗留下的好河，我们要保护好。
What gives the Green Han River Group the freedom to operate is the approval of local officials who put the environment ahead of local commercial interests.
There's a fermented soya paste factory in the